Since the retirement of Sir Alex Ferguson back in 2013, Manchester United has become the complete opposite of the club it used to be. The Red Devils struggled to compete for the Premier League title, let alone lift it. 10 years have passed, and Manchester United succeeded in only lifting one Carabao Cup, one FA Cup, and one Europa League title, which is not enough for a club of United's magnitude. After a disastrous season under David Moyes, unpleasant 2 years with Louis van Gaal, a controversial period with the special one, Jose Mourinho, and a failing experiment in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the club decided to bring one of the most exciting and promising coaches in Europe, Erik Ten Hag. The Dutchman is known for his style of mixing possession and pressing, which won his former club, Ajax Amsterdam, 3 consecutive league titles and a Champions League semi-final in 2019. Manchester United supporters were all behind Ten Hag's appointment, expecting him to help bring the club back to where it belongs. With the season reaching its closing stages, let us see if Ten Hag met the Red Devils fans' expectations. Without further ado, here is Erik Ten Hag's first season as the Manchester United boss. After the disastrous 2021-2022 season, it is evident to everyone that the previous 10 years of mediocre squad planning and recruitment took their toll on United. After finishing second the prior year and recruiting Jadon Sancho, Raphael Varane, and club legend Cristiano Ronaldo, fans' expectations were high as United was considered serious title challengers. However, the season turned out to be catastrophic, resulting in the sacking of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer on November 22, 2021, after a series of embarrassing results. United's board decided to write the season off early by assigning Michael Carrick as a caretaker before bringing in Ralf Rangnick as an interim coach. This obviously turned out to be a bad idea, as United finished the season 6th in the table and crashed out from the Champions League against Atletico Madrid in the round of 16. Manchester United waited until April 2022 to reach an agreement with Erik Ten Hag, and the fans' reaction was more than positive, as everyone was excited about the Dutchman's style of play and philosophy. Many expected Ten Hag to come in guns blazing, selling players who downed arms during last season and benching those who underperformed. However, the new manager decided to give everyone a new chance. Ten Hag also received the backing he asked for, and despite missing out on his priority target, Frenkie de Jong, Manchester United succeeded in signing all of Christian Eriksen, Tyrell Malacia, Lisandro Martins, Casemiro, and Antony. 61 games later, Ten Hag succeeded in guaranteeing Champions League football next season after finishing 3rd in the league with 75 points, 17 more than last season. United also got their first trophy in 6 years by winning the League Cup in February, after beating Newcastle in the final. The Red Devils were also steps away from European glory. After they defeated Barcelona in the Europa League intermediate stage and Real Betis in the last round of 16, United were knocked out by Sevilla in the quarter-finals after a series of misfortunate events in their 2-2 draw at home. Ten Hag got his squad to fight on all fronts. The club also managed to get to their first FA Cup final in 5 years after beating Everton, Reading, West Ham, Fulham, and Brighton on their way. At the start of the season, Manchester United fans would have been more than happy with just a top 4 finish. So Erik's first season is already considered a success. However, adding the League Cup and a potential FA Cup would make this season more special for the Red Devils. So let us delve deeper into how Erik Ten Hag masterminded the club's success during this campaign. At the start of the season, Erik Ten Hag made one change in Manchester United's defensive line by introducing the new signing Lisandro Martinez in place of Lindelof at the left-sided centre-back position, with all of Dalot, Maguire and Shaw keeping their places. However, the first 2 games were nothing but a flashback to the prior catastrophic year, with United losing the opening game 2-1 at home against Brighton before crashing in a humiliating loss against Brentford away 4-0. Ten Hag was furious, not only with the results, but also with his team's overall performance. This led him to punish his squad, making them run 14 kilometers just 1 day after the game. Ten Hag took part in this run. By the end, Ten Hag was reported to be struggling physically. which endeared his players to him even further. This event turned out to have a massive impact on United's season. After introducing Mael Lasea at left back and bringing in Varane, who had been sidelined even during the pre-season tour, the United defence knew a kind of stability as Manchester United went on an impressive 4-game winning streak, including a 2-1 win over Liverpool and a 3-2 win against Arsenal. United then collapsed again against City, losing 6-3 in a reminder of the gulf between the two clubs. Ten Hag stated after the game that he is thankful to City and Guardiola for the lesson, making yet another change in his back four. Ten Hag kept faith in the Varane-Martinez centre-back partnership, which was suitable to his possession style of play and high defensive line, unlike Maguire, who is deemed too slow and less technically capable than the other two. However, after the City loss, Ten Hag reintroduced Luke Shaw to the starting line. Since then, Shaw has been one of the best performers for United as he rediscovered his lost form. United did not see defeat in 9 consecutive games, both in the league and the Europa League, with the defence conceding only 5 goals during that span. Despite the shaky performances occasionally, United's defence seems solid for the first time in a long time. Lisandro Martinez has been key thanks to his defensive awareness, line-breaking passes, and aggressiveness, despite British pundits questioning his transfer due to his height. Varane's athleticism and high game IQ have also been crucial to the defence's stability. The rediscovery of Shaw's form and the trust put in Diogo Dalot and Aaron Wan-Bissaka have been positive. Erik Ten Hag's priority during last summer's transfer market was to bring in a midfielder who could offer more protection to United's leaky defence and act as a link between the backline and midfield. After an unsuccessful long chase of Frenkie de Jong, United got the signature of Real Madrid's number 6, Casemiro. The defensive balance and compactness noticed in United's backline were not only limited to the 4 players in defence, Casemiro has played a massive role in covering the whole defensive line and linking play through his progressive passing, which was an unknown trait to United fans. Casemiro is not the only new addition in United's midfield. Christian Eriksen, the resurrected man, is considered by many to be the leading man in the Red Devils' engine room. Working as a link between the defensive and offensive units, Eriksen has become essential in Ten Hag's plans, being the man who is making Man United tick. With the signing of Eriksen and Bruno Fernandes regaining his confidence, the midfield trio has been crucial in how Ten Hag wants to play. However, United's midfield needs to be strengthened if they plan on being true title contenders, with only McTominay and Fred as valid backup options for the main trio. Many people would question the way Ten Hag dealt with Ronaldo. However, most United fans believed in the manager and supported his decision. It was obvious that Ronaldo wanted out of United since the summer. Despite leaving the ground before match end on 2 occasions, against Rayo Vallecano in pre-season and Spurs in the Premier League, Ten Hag still defended Ronaldo, insisting that he is included in his plans. Only after the famous Piers Morgan interview, where Ronaldo came out swinging against current United club operations, did Ten Hag decide that it was time for the Portuguese to leave the club, resulting in United terminating his contract. This decision made Ronaldo fans furious. However, many believe that it was the correct call. The downside is that it left United with Martial as the only number 9 in the squad. Many expected United to address this issue during the winter. However, it turned out that the club's board was unwilling to back Ten Hag the same way they did in the summer. After being linked with many forwards, United brought Wo Weghorst on a loan deal from Besiktas. The Dutchman failed to make an impression, scoring just 2 goals in 29 appearances. The front line was not the only area United lacked quality. As we mentioned before, the midfield trio had no quality backup. Eriksen suffered a 3-month injury against Blackburn, and only then the board decided to act by bringing Marcel Sabitzer on loan from Bayern Munich on the final day of the transfer window. Ten Hag not only implemented his philosophy and imposed his disciplinary and tactical rules, but he also helped the likes of Dalot, Shaw, Wan-Bissaka, Rashford and Martial rediscover their top form. Dalot and Shaw have been sensational for United both in and out of possession, with the pair being consistently involved in the offensive phase and solid defensively. Wan-Bissaka, who was expected to leave the club during the 2022-2023 winter transfer window, turned his United career around after the World Cup break and made the right-back position his own, starting on 7 consecutive games after the break. Bissaka's most impressive performance was during the League Cup final, which saw United lift their first trophy in 6 years after winning 2-0 over Newcastle. Bissaka was introduced in the second half in place of Dalot, who received a yellow card early on and was struggling to deal with the Magpies' left winger, Alan Saint-Maximin. The man nicknamed the Spider immediately shut down his flank and limited Newcastle's threat, which helped United to end the game comfortably. On the other half of the field, Ten Hag helped Marcus Rashford have his best goal-scoring season. The 25-year-old left winger scored 30 goals in 54 appearances in all competitions and is considered United's primary source of goals. Despite being sidelined for most of the season, Anthony Martial still scored 9 goals in 28 appearances in all competitions. Jadon Sancho was expected to be one of United's best players under the new manager. However, he did not perform to his level. The English winger is said to have been mentally affected after not being called by Southgate to the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. To bring him back to his best physically and mentally, Ten Hag decided to send Sancho to the Netherlands during the last break to work with specialists to regain his form and confidence. This proved to have a positive impact on the young winger as Sancho came back to the squad and slowly started to get himself back on form. Sancho scored 7 goals, 4 of which were scored after his trip to the Netherlands. Another player that succeeded in redeeming himself is Victor Lindelof. The Swedish centre-back lost his starting place to Lisandro Martinez. However, after the Argentine suffered a season-ending injury against Sevilla, Lindelof got the chance to get back into the starting 11. It is fair to say that the 28-year-old centre-back had a successful end to the season, playing in 11 consecutive games and keeping 5 clean sheets. Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford, Luke Shaw, Lisandro Martinez, Casemiro, and many others helped Manchester United get back to Champions League nights, win the League Cup and reach the FA Cup final, which they will be looking to win in order to stop their rivals, Manchester City, from winning a historic treble. However, for Ten Hag to compete on the highest of levels next year, the club must strengthen in all different areas on the pitch. Players like Napoli's Kim Min-jae and Chelsea's Mason Mount are already being linked with the Red Devils, with Tottenham's talisman skipper Harry Kane being the top target for the centre-forward position. How would you rate Ten Hag's debut season at the Theatre of Dreams? Do you think he will be the man to bring back the glory days of United? If so, how do you think he'll do it? What kind of players should United be looking to capture to make a legitimate title run? Will United finally have ownership that will invest in the club appropriately? Share your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Lastly, let me know what video you would like to see in the future.